First of all, we should understand the difference between essential and non-essential nutrients. Nutrients are chemical substances found in foods that are used in the human body. Some nutrients are essential in the human diet because foods are the only possible source of the nutrient. This includes some amino acids, some unsaturated fatty acids, some minerals, calcium, vitamins, and water. On the other hand, other nutrients are non-essential, either because another nutrient can be used for the same purpose or because they can be synthesized by the body. Take as an example ascorbic acid, or mostly known as vitamin C. Vitamin C is needed for the synthesis of collagen fibers that form part of many tissues in the body, like skin and blood vessel walls. The vast majority of plants and animals, including most mammals, can synthesize vitamin C, like dogs or cats. But due to mutations that cut the production of the protein needed to make vitamin C, many mammals, including animals, chimpanzees, and apes, cannot synthesize vitamin C. The collective symptoms of deficiency of vitamin C are known as scurvy. Scurvy can cause pain in the muscles, fatigue, and you can have bleeding in the gums and red rashes or stains.
Essential fatty acids and amino acids. Of the 20 amino acids in proteins, about half of those are essential in humans because they cannot be synthesized in sufficient quantities, but the other half can be made from other simpler nitrogen compounds. Threonine and arginine are conditionally essential. Threonine is an essential amino acid that can be synthesized if phenylalanine is present. Arginine can be produced by a healthy individual, but it can be synthesized by a prematurely born infant, so they must obtain it through their diet. Then we have fatty acids. Some omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids that are essential in the diet because they cannot be synthesized by the body. They are needed throughout the body, but the development of the brain and the eye involves large quantities. Now, take into account that the essential amino acids are needed for protein synthesis, since if there is a shortage of one or more essential amino acids in the diet, the body cannot make enough proteins that could lead to a condition known as protein deficiency malnutrition, that causes a lack of blood plasma proteins, with the result that fluid is retained in the tissues, causing edema, which is often very obvious in the abdomen. Child development could be affected mentally and physically. Essential minerals. Minerals are needed in relatively small quantities, but if any mineral is lacking from the diet, a deficiency disease results and its consequences can be serious. An example of this is iodine, that is needed by the thyroid gland for the synthesis of the hormone thyroxine. This hormone simulates the metabolic rate and ensures that enough energy is released in the body. A lack of it results in IDD, iodine deficiency disorder. If a pregnant woman has IDD, the baby may be born with permanent brain damage, and if a child suffers from IDD after birth, their mental development may be affected. Iodine supplementation can be done easily by adding the mineral to salt for human consumption. Vitamins are chemically diverse carbon compounds that cannot be synthesized by the body, therefore have to be obtained through diet. Vitamins are important since they serve a variety of roles, such as cofactors for enzymes, antioxidants, and hormones. Vitamins are often categorized as fat soluble and water soluble. The water soluble vitamins have to be constantly consumed, and any excess is lost in urine, and the fat soluble vitamins can be stored in the body. Types of malnutrition. Malnutrition may be caused by a deficiency, imbalance, or excess of nutrients in the diet. Diets can be low in overall quantity with low protein and calorie content. They can be unbalanced and fail to provide essential nutrients, or they can contain excess of fats and refined carbohydrates. Malnutrition is often associated with poverty. Starvation is a consequence of a diet lacking in adequate protein and carbohydrates. Obesity, on the other hand, is observed in developed countries as well as in lower socioeconomic class of developed nations as a consequence of unhealthy diets with excess of fats and refined carbohydrates. Consequences of being overweight. Unhealthy diets with excess of fats and carbohydrates can cause diseases like hypertension or diabetes. The most common form of diabetes is presented as diabetes mellitus, in which sugar is presented in urine, and these two are the ways in which it can develop. Type 2 diabetes increases worldwide and implicates increased blood concentrations of fatty acids linked to the following risk factors. The symptoms are not always recognized, but the main ones are elevated levels of blood glucose, glucose in urine, dehydration, and thirst. Unless it is carefully managed, it can cause another health problems that can relate to the cardiovascular system, like the ones presented here. There is also a strong correlation between excessive weight gain and hypertension, since weight can increase the release of hormones and the body physiology can change too. Overweight individuals are most likely to suffer hypertension. Effects of starvation. Starvation occurs due to the lack of essential and non-essential nutrients. The absence of energy resources first affect the glycogen stores. However, if glucose is not available, the body will break down its own muscle tissue to use amino acids as an energy resource. These are taken to the liver to convert into glucose. This results on loss in muscle mass. Now, taking into account the results of overweight, we recommend you to have a balanced diet in order to control your nutrition. And taking into account the effects of starvation, we want to encourage you to help people suffering from it, since now you know how it works.